Okay, let's go on to the next set of questions. The next set of questions are questions 185 to 190. So we're here looking at mean, median, mode, that sort of thing, and we discussed this. We're looking at central tendencies, different types of averages. So we're looking at the modal average, and the modal average is about the one that occurs the most. So you could argue that that's a fair average to work with, as long as at least you know which one occurs the most. And in this case, if you look through all the figures, the one that occurs the most is 5,000. It appears twice. So the answer is C. Again, of course, this is revision, so you're already looking at this before you come here. So here we're weighting these scores, and it tells us that the papers are weighted 35%, 45%, and 20%. So because this is what makes up the 100% of the exam. So take 35%, of course, of this. So basically, I want 35% of this grade, I want 45% of this grade, and I want 20% of this grade. So very quickly, just doing that, very quickly, 51% 51 times 35% is 17.85. So that's for financial accounting. And then 45% of his management accounting or her management accounting exam, which was 65%, is 29.25, and 20% of the audit exam was 8%. So I have 8 plus 17.85 plus 29.25, and we arrive at 55.1. So that looks like a B. 55.1. Yeah, great. Okay, good. 55.1. Okay, and let's carry on. Question 187, what is the range? And the range is the difference between the largest number in the class and the lowest number. Sometimes you want to know what's the spread, what's the difference between the person with the highest mark and the lowest mark, and depending on, or whoever the largest income and the lowest income, whatever. It's just understanding using the numbers to understand the situation. And looking here, the lowest number here is 7,000, and the highest number here was 12,500, and so the range was the difference between these two. This minus this gives us a healthy 5,500, and the answer is A over there. Here, this question asks us for the median. So for the median, the first thing we have to do is to arrange these numbers in order. Yes, that's the first thing we need to do. So in a way, it's another average. It's another average, and when we arrange this, I'm just going to arrange this so the smallest, starting from the smallest to the largest. So we have 553, 595, 610, 622, 654, 675, 706, 810, 886. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bang in the middle is the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the mean right in the middle. And we have here 654. Right, so we enter this happy world of standard deviation. So now the whole point of this whole understanding, standard deviation is a measure of, if you like, deviation from the mean. We're trying to understand what's happening around the mean, right? Because the issue here is that the standard deviation is really an average of everything around the mean. So we know what the mean is, and we have all the other values. These values sit on both sides of the mean. That's what we're saying. So we're trying to find some kind of average distance from the mean. So think of this as mean salary, right? And then, of course, you have events happening around that. And then the whole idea is, well, if this is the mean salary, we can find an average. Sometimes it's an average again. You still need to break it down. So maybe someone is right all the way here, and then maybe this is 5, I don't know, and this is 4. So we're almost like finding an average of 1 and 4, which brings us to about 2.5 if you're thinking of it like that. Anyway, so that, and we have a formula. So what I've done is, and you just have to follow the formula. It's asking you to take your figures, which are x, and then find the mean. Find the mean first. So what's the mean? And then just do this. So let's go to a spreadsheet, which I've done this in, to kind of make it straightforward. So that's the x. Get your figures out first. let's find out what the mean is. Well, the mean is kind of, this is the mean. The mean is, these are three things, the three entries divided by 3, which is the mean, and that's 26,000. So subtract each of these values from the mean first to get the x minus mean, and you get these figures first. That's what they're asking us to do. And then square each of these. So square them. So in your calculator, just square them, write it down. So here you have 4 million. Yeah, 4 million, 0, 4 million, because that gets rid of that negative. This negative just says it's on the other side, like what I was saying. There's nothing negative about it. It's just this idea of, whoops. Oh, goodness, what's going on here? Oops. It's just this whole idea of what I was saying of things being, it's like saying this side is minus and this side is plus. That doesn't mean anything. It's just that this is on this side of the mean and this is on this side. This is, if you like, people are willing to pay £4, people are willing to pay £6, so there's -1 and there's +1. So there's no real meaning to that. So we need to get rid of that. We square everything. And then what we do, it tells us to do, is to, excuse me, add it all up, and that's what you see as that function of, that's what you see here is this sum sign of x minus mu squared. Sum up all the x minus mu squareds. So we do all that and we get the 8 million. Then it tells us to find the square root, which we've done. Oh, sorry, take that and divide by the number of items, 3, and then put this figure in your calculator to find the square root. So find the square root basically of 2.666 million, and you should arrive at 1633. So literally just put in 2.666666 point whatever 666 in your calculator, and you should arrive at 1633. Forgive me. And let's do exactly the same thing for 190. I haven't actually even, because I'm just going to plug these figures literally back into my spreadsheet. So that's 21, 18, and 24. So I'm just going to go look at, see how these change. 21, 18, and 24. And then what I should do is I should really have put in here I'm just gonna do that. Doesn't really matter. Do that. And so we see exactly the same scenario. You have 3 and 3, it squares again, and then you have this figure, and then you have this. So we just need to put that 6 million in our calculator, and I will just do that right now. 6 million, and I get 2449. Let's see the answers. There we are. So basically do everything you do, get 6 million, put it in your calculator, and you get 2449. You can see where we've got our figures from, right? You can see we're basically summing up. But just look at my spreadsheet again. You can see we've done all that. Then, and that is basically that. Then we have that, and then we divided that by 3 because that was the number of entries. And that's fundamentally what's going on with question 185 to 190. I will see you in the next set of videos.